Hello and welcome to today's SiteSwan Ask Me Anything webinar. You guys are great for being here. We have a lot of folks registered for today. You guys are piling into the room right now. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I love doing these. I hope you enjoy being a part of these. I know that I love hearing your stories and what you guys are all about. I want to start today's session off by asking you to report some wins. Anything positive that has happened in your web design business. Anything that if you can't find something there, give me something personal, a positive win. I want to hear all of that in the questions tab. A couple of things different about today. Number one, you can see everyone else's names who is in the room right now. I think I did that. Number two, we are going to make a better effort to display the questions on the screen today. Number three, we have someone on the call today from Australia, where it is 5 in the morning. Am I right about that? Rod? If you guys don't want to say hello to Rod, say good morning to Rod. It's actually Saturday morning in Australia right now. 5 in the morning. Rod, I don't think has slept the entire night because he's been emailing us, asking us for the link for this thing. He and I had a conversation last week, and he promised me he was going to attend, and he did. So kudos to you, Rod, putting in the work. And Jack saying hello. And you can't see names? Did I really mess this up? So I should probably introduce myself. A lot of people are new here. I'm Justin. I'm one of the co-founders here at SiteSwan. Very happy to have you here. We do these every couple of weeks or so and really enjoy it. I'm going to read off some of your wins that you guys are nice enough to share. Steven has got a new client since the last time we spoke. That is awesome. Michael has signed a psychic using the psychic theme. How appropriate. Very nicely done. Ryan just sold a junk removal business, and 7 Josh Allen is MVP. Okay, so we're talking sports now. You lost me on that one. Let's see. Kania says, I stopped procrastinating and I'm going through the training and already started my marketing website. Awesome. Mike says, sold social media management this morning and started cold emailing and got 2 responses this morning, trying to set up a call currently. Very nice. Mike, are you doing the social media management in-house or are you outsourcing that? Christopher, that's a question, not a win. That's okay. We'll get to that. Terry has a win. Finished a homepage yesterday. Very nice. Ergen says, the win for me is I got started with SiteSwan. And is saying, good morning to Rod. Cynthia says, good morning. I've worked all night and staying awake to learn more. Can't see names. Gosh, I really thought I did it. I thought that I did it. Randy's win is that he's here. Excellent, Randy. Rod, here we go. Rod and I spoke, and I said, listen, I want to hear your win at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. And Rod's win is that he signed on 2 more clients. That's just, when did we talk, Rod? It was less than a week ago. 2 more clients in about a week's time. One of them is his guitar mentor. That's pretty cool. Warm network, baby. Selling to the warm network. Renee says, my win is I got off my tush and started cold calling and got 1 strong lead. Love to hear that. Indira got her first client and more leads. Rock on. Mike says he's outsourcing the social media management. Ken is praising us. Thank you, Ken. Loving the software. Kevin just spoke to a potential asphalt paving company who needs help with Google and Google business profiles. Told him $1,000 for the website and $500 per month. Keep going, baby. Malloy got their first 3 clients. That is awesome. Michelle started a couple of weeks ago and has people reaching out to her from her Facebook posts. Sold 1 site already and sold a logo service. Very nice, Michelle. Who's doing a logo for you? I want to know. Are you doing it? Are you outsourcing it? What's the deal there? Ida War, I'm gonna address your concern today. You wrote in earlier, so I'm gonna make sure we talk about that. I'll do a couple more, guys. I love this part of the conversation. Ed just finished a professional chef website who offers cooking classes. Also finished an OSHA compliance inspector's website. I love that. Sean says, my win is that my website's up and running. Hey, take it. I will take it. Oh, Elena can't stand doing cold calling. Having to do it makes her regret this. Oh, Elena, there are other ways to get clients, and there's people you can hire to do cold calling if it's really the bane of your existence. But you are a better person now because you've done cold calling. You are a new person. You are different now than you were before you ever cold called someone. Do not discount the fact that you have done something that made you uncomfortable and that has made you a different person now. I promise you that little experience, whatever it was that you have done for the cold calling, is not something you are going to forget you ever did, and it's going to make you appreciate all the tasks that you do in your business that are not that. Okay? Let's get started. So we have a lot of questions that came in, you guys. You know, at first I was like, we have no questions today. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, a flood of questions. And a lot of you provided more than one question as well, which is awesome. So let's get this thing going. I've got the questions all lined up, but please, please, please feel free to post questions here because I will get to each and every one of them as soon as I go through these, because these are pretty good questions. Okay, here we go. We're starting with Aftab. Look at this fancy schmancy footwork I got here. See this? Got questions on the screen. Isn't that cool? All right. Aftab says, on the business websites, request your free in-home estimate, which is a form that he showed us on a site he was building. How does the business owner get the information? Business, email, CRM, etc. So let's talk about this. When, this is going to combine with another question that someone else asked, I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, but when you are looking at any one of your sites, you are probably going to find there is a contact form on the site. Now, the contact form can be set to send the contents of the form to any email address. The way you designate that is by clicking Edit on the form. You're going to scroll down, destination email address. By default, when you're creating a site, unless you input the email address ahead of time. What does that mean, Justin? If I'm creating a new site, you'll see that we ask you for all these details. If I put an email address in here, it's going to pre-populate all of the contact forms on the site. But if I don't, then you're going to have sample@email.com. You're just going to update this with your email address or the client's email address, click on save, and now anyone who fills out this form, it's going to go right to their inbox. You can, by the way, include more than one email address if you wanted to in here. So that is something you can do. I'm realizing that my screen's really small, so you weren't able to read this question very well. So next question, I'm going to enlarge it and then shrink it, and hopefully not forget to shrink it. Okay, cool. So you asked about going into a CRM. So we don't have a CRM that you are going to be offering to your clients. Lots of business owners don't need a CRM, but if they're convinced that they do, or want to run a spreadsheet or something like that, I'm going to introduce you to something that I have no vested interest in. I simply like using it. It's fun and pretty cool. Okay. Let me just find who else asked this question. All right. It was the 5th question from Antonio, who claims I never answer his questions. So Antonio, I'm sorry. I'm going to answer all your questions today. If you're even here, I didn't even check. Is Antonio here? Antonio did not. Yes, Antonio, you're here. Welcome. I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to be answering your questions today. So the question that Antonio had was, let me make it larger. Will SiteSwan ever be compatible or able to, I'm having difficulty reading it mirrored, to connect with apps like Zapier, Pabbly, or recently one of the more popular ones, Make? So the short answer is yes. I'm going to quickly demonstrate how that's even possible, doable. Check this out. So there is a service called Email Parser, and it's actually by Zapier, okay? And what Email Parser does is it will generate an email address for you or for your client, whatever. It's a random gobbledygook email address that's unique. Then you are going to add that email address to the form, the destination email address right in here where I showed you before. You're going to pop in that email address over here, and you're going to separate it by a comma. So it'll be the client's email address, comma, and then this rando email address that Email Parser by Zapier gives you. And then this service will actually parse or break apart, pick apart, pull out the elements of the email that are important, like the name, the email, the phone number, the message, whatever, and will make it so that it can be transported to another application. So since this is built by Zapier, it makes it extremely easy to build in a Zap that will push anything that someone submits through a form into, let's say, a CRM. What else could you do with this? A lot. Because Zapier integrates with almost every type of software that's out there between texting, email marketing, social, all this stuff. You can actually set up autoresponders via email like this, so you can connect to Gmail and be like, hey, I saw you filled out a form on my site. Thanks so much. Here's the best way to contact us, whatever, I don't know. You can do a lot of fun stuff. So yes, you can do it. This is how you do it. I think maybe it's free, maybe it's not, but it's not a lot. And if that's a need that you find that you have, that is a great way to do it. Pretty self-explanatory once you get into it. Then back to Aftab's question. Aftab said, you have a great logo. Curious, how did you choose it? And how did you choose the domain name? Must be an interesting story behind it. So I'll give you a real quick thing on this. So number one, something you have to know is that when we launched SiteSwan, which is back in 2011, okay, there was a little bit of a trend with people attaching animal names to the service that they were providing. And we hopped on that bandwagon in one sense, but we were actually very motivated by a couple of interesting things about swans that I'll just quickly share with you. You might not even realize that. Well, first of all, you do realize that swans have a certain amount of grace and composure. They tend to move around seemingly effortlessly. And what's cool about a swan is that, they're just floating along the water. But if you ever put a camera on the water, you see those little feet going really, 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 really fast. So just like a swan, our platform lets users appear graceful on the surface while all the hard work is being done behind the scenes. So that was kind of one element that was inspired by the animal. And then another really cool thing about swans is that when they mate essentially for life. So that was something that was really important to us because we wanted to build relationships with our clients that really stuck. And we've thankfully been able to do that. I mean, I can't even tell you how many clients who we launched our platform with who are still with us today since 2011. And that's a lot to say. So those are probably the two biggest attributes of swans that made it what we felt a very good application for a brand name. So hopefully that gives you some insight, and maybe it was perhaps what you're looking for. I don't know. Aftab also followed up after complimenting us. What happens to all my clients' websites if I cancel my membership? So Aftab's a little all over the place, but thank you for asking that because it is an important question. And if anyone ever needed to cancel your account, okay, God forbid you needed to cancel. I never want to hear that, but if you did, your sites would come offline because it's attached to your account, right? But if you saw this coming and you have active paying clients, and for some reason you needed to pull the plug, reach out to us. And like, I'm sure many of you who are here, you'd be like, wait a second, someone might cancel and have a paying client they can just hand to me. It's rare, but it does occasionally happen. So I want you to know, this whole room of people right here, there's 52 people here right now. Each and every one of you, I'm certain, would be more than happy to help out a fellow reseller, take over billing that client for them, provide the same level of service they were accustomed to getting, so that the small business doesn't end up getting screwed up by one of our resellers just needing to call it quits. So that's what could happen if, for whatever reason, you need to cancel. Kenya says, let me enlarge this. What is the best way to answer questions as to how my services are better than, say, GoDaddy or Wix? So every now and then, and I'm a little surprised to hear that, well, I'm actually curious, Kenya, did someone actually ask this? Or is this just in your brain worried that someone might ask this? Because I've sold a lot of websites. I never heard anybody say this, but I have thought it with you. Okay? So in the event that you get thrown a question like this, like, why the heck should I go with you instead of, GoDaddy or Wix? And the simplest answer to that question is GoDaddy and Wix are do-it-yourself website builders that you have to learn how to build a site in order to come out with something that's good. And if you don't want to do it yourself, you're going to end up paying them or one of their partners or whatever a lot more money than you're going to pay me to do the site professionally. Furthermore, I am not some big corporate conglomerate that you'll never, ever see the face or know the name of the person on the other end of the phone or the email. I'm a local business owner just like you. Our goals are aligned. We are both incentivized by you doing well as a business owner. You think those big companies give a hoot whether or not your business succeeds online? Probably not. I, however, do, because you're one of X number of clients that I have. Over there, you're one of a bajillion that will easily, potentially fall through the cracks, perhaps, if you needed something. I am here to serve you, and that's my goal, working business owner to business owner. You say that, you will shut them up. No, you will prove the fact that, because let's just get down to it, right? You're a local business owner, they're a local business owner. You're there to serve them. You want to see them succeed. Your business is dependent on them succeeding. I don't know about you, but if I'm hiring a vendor to do something, I want their business to be dependent on my success, right? And that's exactly what you can offer to your clients. Trevor, next person. I don't even know if Trevor's here, but here we go. Every single potential client has complained about the high hosting cost. Oh, my goodness. Most other platforms are about $10 per month. I don't know. And they don't seem to care about our extra services. How do I convince them that it's worth it? Why are they paying ongoing fees? They laugh and hang up. I've done websites before for local businesses, ... Let me answer this question the best way I know how, and that is that I'm worried you're not going through the sales process the way we advise. Because if you're having pricing conversations before you're showing the client anything, might not be your best approach. If you are comparing prices on something before you get an idea of what the service consists of, you are being unfair to yourself and they're being unfair to themselves. So the secret here is that the pricing conversation, while you may mention it, is going to be very much dependent and reliant on the website presentation, the homepage presentation. So when you're showing off a website design to your customer that looks like this, and you walk them through it from top to bottom, explaining why everything is the way it is, and wow and impress them with the high quality photos and beautiful layout and choice color palette that aligns with their logo, with services that align with their brand and what they do, with a why choose us section that talks about why businesses should choose them, with statistics and a satisfaction guarantee and calls to action and a beautiful photo gallery and testimonials and all that. You show this off to the client, and I promise you, their words will change about the price. And everyone can attest to this who just told me that they sold X number of sites in the last week. If you do it the way we advise to do it, which, by the way, is video number lesson number 9 in our training program, right here, how to present a website demo to a prospect. This is where the conversation happens about the value. Because I will admit it may be a little bit difficult to properly explain the value of the site before you can show them exactly what you can offer them. So if you take the approach of let me show you what I could do first before we have a deep discussion about pricing, I think your perspective will change once I show you the ideas that I have in mind for your business. You will find success. Carlos also asked, are we able to make a site where people can pay and buy, or buy and pay for that matter? And yes, the answer is yes. However, you'll hear me say this a lot in these coaching calls. This might be your first one. Carlos, I'm not quite sure. Oh, that wasn't Trevor. This is Carlos now. What I can tell you about buying and paying is this. We have the ability to let you do e-commerce, simple e-commerce, adding a couple of products to a website. That is done from the dashboard. You can go to any site in your account. You could punch in the PayPal address for your client, click save, and then you can add products to the site and let the client sell them through the site. But I will say this, most people who are asking for e-commerce generally do not follow through with it because there are a lot of things associated with e-commerce that business owners aren't willing or able to do. Everything from establishing a shipping cadence, shipping costs, taxes, return policy, refund policy, lots of different things. Photos for the product, multiple photos, what options they're going to have, what sizes. It's just endless. So e-commerce sounds easy on the surface, always gets a lot more complex as soon as you get past the surface. I would recommend that if a client's asking for e-commerce, get them set up with a website without e-commerce first. Let's get demand for buying online established first, and then talk about bringing on e-commerce afterward. You're going to want to charge more for it, not only for the upfront, but also for the monthly fee. There will be more work associated with it. Whether you choose to do a simple e-commerce solution like we have built in, we also have third-party e-commerce options as well that we sort of recommend you can go to if you need a little bit more than what we provide. You can do that as well. But please, if it's one of your first 10 or 20 sites, don't go down that road yet. Give it a little bit of time, okay? Give it a little bit of time before you start selling e-commerce sites, please. I beg you, please, please. Next question from Antonio, who never gets his questions answered. I am answering them today. First one is, are there any major features or updates in the making for the platform? That's a big yes. But you're probably going to follow it up with, well, what are they? I don't want to say it because every time I say what's coming next, something happens and then it doesn't come out for a while. So I can't say it because I'm just going to jinx it. Okay, but I'll tell you what we just recently did. Have you guys seen this email? So you guys have been asking about this for a while. Check this out. You can now add 2 buttons to your hero images. Yeah, you can. So if I click edit here, you have buttons. I can add a second button. So I can have come visit us and then, I don't know, call us. Okay. And I can have this link to a phone number that I could type in, blah, 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 blah. And then there you go. So now this creates, I have to put in a phone number. Click OK. So now this adds a really cool dynamic to your sites because you can have 2 different buttons on the hero image. And this also goes for a few other posts as well where we've been asked, can I add a second button? You can do that. And just give someone a second thing that they can do, especially on the home page where it's super useful. You're going to start to see our newer themes incorporate this now because it is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. So that is something new. Another thing that's pretty new is a little less sexy and exciting, not big, major feature, but nonetheless, it is cool, is that sometimes you guys have told us that you want to take this image and use it somewhere. Any of the images on your site, you want to use it somewhere else, whether it's on a Facebook post or whatever. So check out what you can do now. You can go to replace the image with pull up the image library, and then any image you can zoom in on and then download the image. This will give you the high-res version of the image that is best suited for pretty much any application. Click this, it downloads to the computer, and now you can utilize it wherever you need to. The third thing we just released, and we mentioned in the email as well, is the ability to charge your clients a one-off payment instead of just subscriptions. Why is this helpful? For two different reasons, and let me show you what I mean by that. When you're setting up billing for your client right from your dashboard, as long as you're connected to Stripe, you can either do what you've always done, which is set up an upfront and recurring fee, which allows you to choose a plan that consists of a setup fee and a monthly or yearly recurring fee. That's wonderful, but there are two situations where that's not super helpful. Number one, what we're solving for is, let's just say before you do a website, you've sold someone a logo, okay? So you're not ready to set up a recurring charge just yet. You just want to charge them for the logo. Go here, set up a one-time fee, put the amount, what it's for, and then create the invoice. And then from here, you can actually send an invoice to the client for them to pay themselves, or you can punch the credit card in yourself. So it's really great for collecting money before you have officially sold the site. The second way this is super useful is if you've already got an active subscription for your client and you want to charge them for something else you've done for them. You've set up a Google Business profile for them. You've set up, you've done a business card design. You've done some other sort of one-off work for them. You can create one-off payments for your clients while a subscription is ongoing. So this is pretty big for those of you, because before you had to cancel a subscription. Sounds really silly saying this, but it was like this for so long. You had to cancel the subscription and then reactivate the subscription with a setup fee that aligns with that one-time fee you wanted to charge your client, and then set up the recurring fee to align the same day of the month you were charging them previously. Yeah, it was like that for a while. Now it's not. I consider that major. So the other things, Antonio, I want to talk about. One of them I'm going to sort of kind of maybe touch on a little bit, but it's coming. You want to see something else that came through today? Mark, if you're here, is Mark here? Mark G? Mark is always here. Mark? Oh, man. He's not here. Wow. Mark's a Long Island guy, too. In any event, this is minor. But have you ever noticed, guys, like if you have a lot of posts on one page, like check out our blog, for example, you just load it up with posts, okay? There comes a point where we're like, oh, okay, too many posts on one page. All right, let's start breaking this up a little bit. So we have this pagination thing at the bottom. This used to be microscopic, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny, but we just increased the size of it. Carlos, is it major? I don't know. But it's a major change in font size, if that counts for anything. All right, next up, Antonio. It's like, really? This is what I get? Will there ever be a landing page theme? Not necessarily a full website. Specifically, or I don't know if this is a separate question or the same, but specifically a service page, location page in the themes library. This would help a lot, and even more so if it could be used when building a website for a local business. Okay, so the idea of a single page or a landing page, you know what? I like it. I do like the idea of having a single landing page. What does a single landing page generally consist of? It consists of a basic call to action. It's basically a prompt to get people to submit their information. I'll say this. I think a lot of our home pages on our themes could function quite well as landing pages. With that said, I guess I'm a little bit curious, Antonio, if this is something you're envisioning that would be industry specific, or if you're just looking for like a blank canvas concept where you can say, all right, I got this landing page for you, and you just plug in different elements for your client. So if you have not already, submit that as a support ticket, support.siteswan.com. We will flag it as a theme request. It might be a fairly easy one to knock out. By the way, for any of you who are requesting themes, okay, why are you going to request a theme? You're requesting a theme because we don't have a theme for the industry you're trying to build a site for. So the last, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, geez, quite a few here. The last bunch of themes are themes that the SiteSwan community has voiced as important, as priorities, and have put their money where their mouth is and said, hey, I have an opportunity for refrigeration repair. I know you guys get a lot of theme requests. I want to prioritize mine. And for $99, we prioritize it and we do it in less than a week. And now, I think the last 3 or 4 themes, those of you who have requested it, we've been notified you guys have already sold your sites, which is incredible. Folks, if you have not requested a theme yet, the process is so simple and easy. It's very inexpensive, and you can be up and running in no time at all, and have something that really looks good. And everyone else gets the benefit too. So if you have never paid for a theme, you get the benefit of the people who have. And if you pay for a theme, you'll be giving everyone else on our platform the benefit of it. All right, next up, also from Carlos, is, has anyone requested or inquired about the option of funnels inside the platform? I'll be honest with you, I haven't heard it, but let's quickly define funnel to the best of my knowledge and how I would explain that. A funnel is something where basically you're pushing, almost like a landing page, to be honest with you, where you're pushing people to submit their information. You know, a funnel is the idea of leads in the top and sales out the bottom. So you're basically trying to get people into the point of buying something. And will sometimes consist of some other, triggers or things that will communicate with the client to work them down into the funnel. Technically speaking, when you submitted your information to SiteSwan, you were put into a funnel of sorts where you got a bunch of emails and you were motivated, hopefully encouraged to sign up with us based on the information that we put out into the world. So the funnel can be defined in several different ways. The most basic of it, as far as what we're focused on, is a beautiful website design that will encourage people to submit their information, drive them toward doing a specific action. And then Carlos had an AI question that we're going to come back to in just a minute or two here. The other question we already answered, which was if SiteSwan will be able to be compatible with things like Zapier. And then the other question that Antonio had was, it would be awesome if technically we were able to offer potential clients kind of like a 2-week trial for the reputation management feature. For those of you who don't know, reputation management is a service that is built into the platform that allows you to be able to report to your clients on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis all the things that are being said about them across the internet when it comes to reviews. You can generate a report just like this that will get dropped into their inbox. The average star rating, total number of reviews, reviews broken down by star rating, reviews broken down by source, and then all the reviews they ever left online in one place that can be individually viewed and shared. This is a very powerful report that most business owners are completely in the dark about when it comes to their reputation online. So this is part 1 of the service that by itself can sell for $99 to $149 a month. Just this daily reporting element is super, super valuable. But the second part of the service actually helps them get more 4- and 5-star reviews by embedding this contact form on the site where they're prompted to click 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stars. If they click 5 stars and fill out this information, they'll be transferred to a page that encourages them to put it live publicly. But if it's only a 1, 2, or 3-star rating, they'll be encouraged to communicate privately with the business owner to get their issue resolved. This is the perfect experience both for the consumer and the business owner because consumers can feel heard and they can get their issue resolved, potentially turning them into a 5-star review. And the business owner, let's be honest, no one wants to know you have a disgruntled client. You want to solve that problem if you're able to. So they're getting a second chance to do so. And that's what makes this such a powerful service to offer. Now, you can generate free reports just like the one I showed you here, absolutely free, as many times as you want for your prospective clients. However, in order to technically give someone a free trial for this, that would have to be something that you would have to foot the bill for, because we don't have that built in. What kind of bill would you be looking at? Well, if you wanted to take a risk here and say, if I know if I put this in my client's hands for 2 weeks, they would sign up, it's $14.99 per month. So absolute worst case, you want to give a trial to your client, you pay the $14.99, and then if it doesn't work out, you cancel it, and that's it. And the way this works, actually, folks, is that if you have multiple reputation management clients, or one already who you're paying for, we actually only charge you a prorated amount when you first get started, because we bill all of them on the same day of the month. That may sound like gobbledygook to you, but let me give you a quick example. Today's the 7th, okay? Let's say my other reputation management client or clients are being billed on the the 28th of the month, okay? If I were to go and buy reputation management for another client, I would not be charged the full $14.99. I'd be charged a prorated amount from now until the 28th, which would probably come out to like $9 or $10. So especially if you time at the right time of the month, you'll pay even less than $14.99. You can still get the 2 weeks, get the client to hopefully get sold on it, and you have nothing to worry about. But if they don't get sold on it, you can cancel it, and you just lost very, very little. So I hope that helps. Bernard says, Bernard, I think, is here. I think I saw his name. Why can't your system use a technology to generate a theme on the go, like using AI? Antonio, you asked an AI question. Bernard's right behind you. He's like, I got you, Antonio. Let's do this together. Let's bully Justin and the crew together about AI. I welcome it. I think AI is awesome. I think there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. And we've been kind of maybe possibly working on something like this. But before I even get into that, I kind of want to know something, because Bernard, you followed up, I think, with another AI question where you talked about, what if I could, well, whatever. Let's just talk about this for a quick second, okay? I'm launching a poll because there's a lot of different things that we could potentially do here. I want to launch this poll, and I want everyone to participate, please. And here's what the poll says. You should be able to see it on your screen. So what I want to know is if you could create a site for any industry, regardless if we have a theme or not. There should be a closed parentheses there. How important is it that the quality was perfectly in line or on par with our themes? So if you were able to, on the spot, create a website for any industry, how important is it that it is up to snuff with all the themes you guys have grown to know and love? Either you're going to tell me, I don't want anything that's not on par with SiteSwan themes, or you're going to say, if it was like, pretty good, like 60, 70%, I'd take it and I'd do the rest myself. Or you'll tell me, I'll take anything. I don't care what it is. Even if it's barely anything, I will take whatever you can give me. So please go ahead and submit that vote. I would be very curious to know how you all feel about it. I think you can only select one, I think. Don't select more than one, please. Just select one. If it gives you the option to select more than one, don't. Just select one, because I am curious what you all think when it comes to this. So it looks like 12 of you have responded so far. Let's keep it going, folks. I want to get everyone possible. There's 57 of you here. Let's get you all to submit your votes. Once we get about halfway, I'll go back to the questions. I just want to make sure you all can focus on this question real quick. Because this is a really good question that we've been kind of like battling internally, if I'm perfectly honest with you. We have a very high standard. Okay, like you look at our themes, look at our mariachi band theme. Okay, We have set, for better or for worse, a very high standard. You are not going to find a better looking mariachi band website on the internet. Okay? You're not. We put a lot of effort into this. So the question we keep asking ourselves is, well, shoot, if we let people do this, what will their expectations be? So 3 more people, vote please, and then we'll move on. Looks like option A is currently, tied. The first and the second option are tied. They're neck and neck. Wow. Option 1 is getting ahead. All right. I don't want to influence the votes. Okay. So thank you for that. And your opinions will be taken to our product crew because this is super helpful. This is a question we've been dying to know for a long time. Bernard, thank you for bringing up this topic. I really do appreciate that. Bernard's other question is, I have one niche, which is mental health. That's cool. And there's only one theme. It's making it very difficult to work with only one theme. Tell me what part of it's making it difficult. Are you making it difficult? Or something about the sales process proving to be difficult? Because I've sold a lot of websites using the same theme to people in the same industry, not that far apart from each other. The reality behind this is that, first of all, the themes can be easily customized with just adding a logo, modifying some colors, and swapping out an image or two. Like if you look at this mariachi band, well, whatever, let's just take this one. If I uploaded a blue logo, okay, which if I had one handy, I would. I go to my design tab, I choose colors. I choose my brand color as blue instead of what it was. I got a blue logo up here, okay? I'm going to click on, it's going to break my heart to change this because I don't want to. It looks so beautiful in this orange color. I'm going to remember what this is. I'm going to save that color. Okay. So I go to blue. I click OK. Now my site has transformed a bit right here. I swap out this image with something totally different, which could be anything that's already in my library or something that's not. And I can change my font to something totally different that does not look anything like what is there now. And I can even go and change the justification of this. So instead of it being left justified image, I can go with a right justified image. Okay. A couple of quick changes, fonts, colors. I could put a pattern back here. I could change my header color to make it dark. You're in business because here's the reality, folks. A typical business does not give a hoot about whether or not their site is in any way, shape, or form similar or consistent with what their competition is doing. Matter of fact, more times than not, I have heard business owners tell me, oh, you know what I want for my website? I want something just like so-and-so, my major competitor, because they're kicking my butt and I want to make sure that I look just as good as them. That I've heard so many more times than I need something completely 100% unique from anything else on the internet at any point because I want to make sure that I stand out the way no one else has ever. Like, no one is saying that. And if they are, well, guess what? They are going to have to align their budget with their desire. So what that means is that if you really wanted to do something crazy for them, or if they wanted to go and target somebody else in terms of a web designer and developer, they would pay some sort of custom fee that would be $5,000, $10,000 to get a site off the ground. It's fully custom. But what is it ultimately going to do for them? Not much. We're talking about mental health. It's not like you're going to get, clients to pay you $5,000 an hour as opposed to the $100 an hour you're making now. It's not going to do exponentially more for you or magically grab all these additional thousands of people from the internet to come in and be your clients. Like, it's just not a reality. So I want you to try modifying the themes with colors, logo, fonts, a couple of layout things, and tell me if you're having difficulty pitching them to your client. If they're calling you out in some way, shape, or form because the site you built for them looks just like someone else's site, I want to know about it because I really don't think you're going to face that. Bernard also said, how much, well, let me enlarge this. How much will you charge me to build a website for my new clients? Am I just doing promotions so I don't charge them for building the website? So if you, like I said before, if you wanted us to do the initial design for you, we can. We would just do a new theme for you. Like if you're like, hey guys, I want another mental health website theme. Okay, $99. We'll do another one if that's what you really want. So you can go out and offer these a bunch of different times. So you can do that as well. The other question from Bernard was, I forgot how to port a customer's current website and how to upgrade it and keep the current theme. Please help. So you can't port a website from a different platform. You would have to build the site fresh on our platform. So there is no porting of websites over. So, you know, like when I hear themes also, like sometimes people will confuse like our industry specific themes with like, I've heard like a WordPress theme, which is like an infrastructure for a website design. Totally two different things. If you hear people talking about themes from other platforms, it does not mean they're compatible with SiteSwan themes. Themes are totally different on our end and better. Okay. Let's move on to our next victim, Boris. Boris says, what do I do if Stripe returns an error and cannot get my payment? I don't know. Boris. You have to reach out to Stripe support on that. If they don't get back to you, if they give you a hard time at something, reach out to us because technically, if you process the payment from within the client billing platform, client billing feature within SiteSwan, we might be able to reach out to them on your behalf to get clarity on something that you're not getting clarity on yourself. Boris also said, text size is constantly changing. It's very inconvenient. For example, I have 3 lines. I want to set the size to small, and then I add bullets. The size of the first line changes to default. Same happens when you change orientation. It's very annoying. I have not experienced this myself, but could that technically be a problem? So what's interesting about these, we call these WYSIWYGs. What you see is what you get is the shorthand for it. And when you introduce anything when it comes to other formats, like this is staying size medium for me when I do a bullet, so I'm not sure what might be happening there. But look, it is easy enough, at least in my opinion. Do a select all. So guys, if you're on a Mac, you can go Command A. If you're on a PC, go Control A. They'll select all your text for you. Or just click and drag and select all the text and just change it. Small, medium, whatever. It's a one-time thing, hopefully, and it won't keep nagging you. I'm sorry to hear that's happening to you, Boris, but if you want to take a quick Loom or a screen share for us, we could take a deeper dive into it. Send it over to support.siteswan.com. Boris also said, along the line of features, like Antonio said, I think it'll be great if you make a portal to submit proposed changes to the site builder. That way, we'll all know what you are going to add, fix, do, and when. Yeah, I agree. In the perfect world, this does make a lot of sense. Any features or enhancements, anything you want, go to support.siteswan.com, submit it as a feature request, be as specific as you can, tell us the use case and why you want it and how it'll change your life. That will really help us understand the need for it and can help us wrap our heads around its importance. So do that, please. In terms of keeping everyone abreast of what's being done on the platform, we don't have a way to show you what's actively being worked on. But if you put in a feature request and it's being actively worked on, we're going to tell you that. I will say that all the updates that we have made to our platform are accessible from here. So actually, here we go. Here was the 2 call to action buttons. So this is all available from the resources section, updates and releases. You can access this anytime and see everything that we're doing. And there's a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. 7 pages of stuff. All right. Gerard says, if I sell reputation management service as a standalone product, does it count as a website or diminish the total of purchased websites that I am able to sell? My plan is to concentrate on selling reputation management services first. The short answer to your question is yes, it does require you utilizing one of the sites in your dashboard. The good news is that you're going to be charging a lot of money for it, so who cares? No, it does. And that's just the way it works is we're tying it to a website. Now, you don't actually have to have a website live and working for the client, but it is something that you could roll out. And plus, you're charging, pretty good margins there. All right, so I can't find this question now, but I know one of you asked it, and I have another poll question for you that's related to it. Who asked me this question? I can't remember. Someone asked me. Damn, where did I put it? All right, here we go. Someone asked me, I don't remember who, said, when it comes to AI, have you guys thought about or considered doing any sort of rewrite so that it will help me rewrite content on my site? So the answer once again is yes, we have put a lot of consideration and thought into that. What does this mean? So let's say you have a post on the site, okay? And you want it to be worded differently. You can click regenerate, let's just say, and it would blah, 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 rewrite it for you. But there's this other element too that someone else asked about, and I can't find it either, which was, help me initiate content. Like, I'm doing this site for someone you don't got a theme for, or they asked me to do this weird thing on the site. I'd love to save some time, use AI to write content for me built inside the platform. So what we want to know is, like, if you had to choose, right? If you had to choose what we focused on first for AI, would you choose that AI helped you create the initial site design, kind of like what we talked about with those themes? That was the last question about those, creating the themes on the fly, a site for any theme, any industry, I should say. Or would you rather it help you write copy for the first time? Or would you rather it help you regenerate or rewrite existing copy? The last option would be something totally different, something I didn't mention. So again, I'm going to hang on until about half of you complete this. There's only 7 of you who have voted right now, so please hop onto the poll, answer this question for me. Which of the following features would you prefer to see incorporating AI into the SiteSwan platform first? Not ever, but first. What is your priority in your brain about what's most important for integrating AI? Thirteen of you have voted, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. All right, that's about half. 28, a few more. 29. Who's going to meet him at 30? 30. Yay, thank you. All right. Looks like most of you feel like the initial site creation for any industry is your favorite, but I'll let that poll continue to run and we'll examine this after the fact. Thank you so much for volunteering. Now, one other thing I got to follow up with. No, I'm not going to do too many polls at you. Forget it. We'll save that one for another time. All right, let's continue on. A couple other questions that have come in ahead of time. Terry said, is it possible to link a button? Let me finish that sentence. Link a button to a specific section of a page rather than just the page as a whole. For example, if a person clicks on a particular service they're interested in, it will take them to that section of the services page, for example. And the short answer is yes. So in our support center, we have an article on how to do this, and we call it Anchor. Yes. Guys, if you want a direct link to this article, I'm about to get my moderators very busy. I'm giving them a second so they can locate this URL. If you want a link to this article, type Anchor as your question, and one of them will respond with this direct link so that you can get this answered for you. It's not the most straightforward thing that you have ever done, but it is totally doable. I posted an answer for Kenya if you guys want to copy and paste that one. Brian's got it. Yeah, Brian. All right. So I'm not going to demo it because it's kind of an unusual request, but it is kind of cool. Every now and then you might want to do it. All right, Sarah says, do we need to replace the site examples on our marketing site as well as the testimonials? I'm assuming so for ethical reasons, but I don't really have much to go on yet. Of course you don't. So here's what you are going to do. Leave it. Done. So the more unethical part of this, if I had to weigh the unethicality, is that a word? It is now. Is the testimonials, right? Because those are not real names and not real things people have said. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to text message 5 people. And I want you to say, I'm launching my web design business. And what I would love to get from you is 1 to 2 sentences that are positive in nature about my personality and my work ethic. I want to put testimonials on my new site, but I don't have any active paying clients to give me them. Instead, I would like to get testimonials about the type of person that I am and about my willingness to put in hard work, effort, etc. to get the job done, whatever it may be. And watch them flow in. People love saying nice things about people who they like. So, and people like helping people they like. So combining those two things, you'll have a handful of testimonials you put on your site. Well, you'll have one person who doesn't respond, one person who writes gobbledygook, and then if you really struggle, just be like, what are 3 things you could say that are positive about me? Go into ChatGPT and say, hey, help me write a testimonial that includes these 3 things as positive attributes. Copy and paste that back to the person and say, would this be an acceptable? Does this be an acceptable way for you to describe me? And if so, can I put this on my website? Sure. The website, Sarah, do not dwell on, because technically you can build those exact sites for your clients. They're the themes. Like what we give you are the theme designs on your marketing website. We're not giving you some random sites that other people have built on the platform. No. Those are sites you can easily put out into the world right away using your themes. Dwight says, in the SEO section, it recommends keywords added should be no more than 255 characters. I thought the more keywords and phrases you have, the better. Is it that the search engines will only read or recognize the first 255 characters? So, yeah, essentially, yes, Dwight. You don't want to overdo it. That's called keyword stuffing, and the search engines are very sensitive to that, because what they don't want to do is have they want focus from you. They are never going to give you traffic from a gazillion different keywords. The reality is that a typical business can explain themselves and what they do concisely in 255 characters or so. Going above and beyond that is just creating a mess. Engen says, my holdback is most certainly would have been a tech hiccup here and there. And if I don't respond in a timely manner and produce the offer, my brain will find ways to give up. God forbid. Ergen, what I would highly recommend is that any issue or problem you have or are worried about having, reach out to support. You're going to go right over here. Let me enlarge this for you. If you have anything that you can't find an answer for, go to submit a request, because detailed as possible with your concern. Type it in. We get back to you in a hurry. Kevin says, I got a third-party web-based program that produces a script or code that is domain-specific. It's for ADA compliance. And the script works on the staging domain, but not on the public domain. Is there a workaround? So that sounds like something from the service that you chose to use for ADA compliance. I will say this, I'm not sure if you are aware or not, but in the resources section of our dashboard, we do have a recommendation for, I think, 1, maybe 2 different ADA compliant. Do we? No, we don't have a link in here. We should have a link in here. I'll tell you where the link is. It's in here. Userway is one of them. Equal Web is another. We probably should have links in the resources section. We'll work on that. We'll get that edited in. All right. Those are the questions that came in ahead of time. A couple of you have had questions that have wrong screen. Here you go. Here's what you're looking for. Type in ADA, you'll find both of these articles in our support. The questions that have come in. Sydney says, I'm trying to build an estate planner website. Can your company me with a similar website? So I think the short answer is yes. We can totally do something that's an estate planner type thing. If you want to do the $99 theme design, we can pump this out in no time flat and have you looking a heck of a lot better than this. I hate to say it. You will have a whiz-bang site that you can feel super confident about putting in front of your client. I think it's a great industry to go after. Everyone could benefit from something like this. Jamian says, what are your thoughts on having a web design contract? Jamian, my thought is that very few businesses are going to ask for it. If you present them with one without them asking, you're going to scare them away. Avoid it unless you have to. Put what your services consist of in an email. Have them say, okay, sounds good. That's about it. Mike is saying, what's the best response to a client asking, is it a template? Mike, why does it matter? Why you ask? That's my response. Why do you ask? Because I think I don't know. What could he possibly say? I think I'm overpaying. Oh, you're overpaying. You're overpaying for $1,000 up front, $100 a month. Tell me, have you seen a better looking site for a business in your industry? Have you seen a site that looks like this ever before? Oh, no? Okay. So I think we're aligned with our value. I'm curious if, Mike, someone actually has said that to you. I never heard it. Jim said, what are good options or sites people use to acquire photos to fill my library that can be used to build different sites for clients? Is there a certain way they have to be saved or coded to be used with the SiteSwan platform? Jim, no. If someone could take a photo with their iPhone, if someone grabs a photo off of one of the many recommended image sources that we have over here, you can head over to Deposit Photos. You can head over to Unsplash. You can head over to ISO Republic, Pixabay, Storyblocks. The list goes on and on. There's a lot more that are out there too. You can upload pretty much any file type that you want into the platform. We're going to size it down, make it not too crazy. I want to also make sure you understand that we have an image library available to you. So not only do you get the images that are a part of this theme, right? So before you saw me change this to a different photo. So let me just go back to what that one was, just because it's going to hurt my brain if I don't. Now, what I can do is I can go into my image library, and right from here, you can go to Unsplash, and you can find images here, search through them. You can go to Pixabay. We have integrations with 2 different image sources that offer literally a collective 3 to 4 million images that you can use on any of your client sites. So they're here already for you. If you want to still grab more and upload them, you're going to go to My Image Library, click this link, find the image on your computer, drag it in, or select that, I should say, or you could drag and drop images from your desktop or computer into this section as well. Cool? Cool. We're getting close on time. What I want to do is I want to ask you, Sydney is on board for the custom theme. Brian, let's get that in motion. Sydney, we're going to get to work on this for you. By the way, how cool is this shirt? How cool is this shirt, right? We did a little fun thing on the SiteSwan logo, embedded New York City in it. That's fun. Came out nice. It's very comfortable too. One day we'll set up a SiteSwan e-commerce store so you guys can buy this stuff if you want to. All right. I want to hear some key takeaways. What have you heard or seen? Kenia, you said the $99 theme website, that's for if you don't have a template. Yes. If you are trying to build a site for someone and we don't have a theme already, then what you can do, why did I just blank on what I was saying? You can pay $99. We'll prioritize the theme. We'll have it done in less than a week, and then you'll be rocking and rolling. All right, key takeaways. Give me one thing you got from today's conversation, whatever it might be, that has helped you. One question you heard someone else ask, a thing you saw on the screen, a thought that went into your brain because of something that you heard or saw. Maybe you just really want a cool sweatshirt like this. I don't know. Give me one key takeaway. Oh, while you're doing that, folks, I have one more poll. And this poll is because a couple of you, well, not you because you're here, but a couple of people have said to us, hey, I can't do Friday for these calls. I'd love to be there, but I just can't do it. One person specifically told me, I'm going to be golfing. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. So I would love to hear, besides, I mean, obviously, if Friday is something you really prefer, go ahead and click Friday. I don't think I allowed multiple clicks on this one. Let me see if I did. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. All right, now you can answer. You can answer multiple days. So if you tell me the best days for you, click multiple. That will help us uncover which days are best to host these. I wouldn't be surprised if the number one answer was Friday, since you're all here. But I would like to know if another day happens to also work just as good for you. All right, back to what you guys were saying. Takeaways. Thank you for the compliments on the shirt. You can thank our designer for that. By the way, the same designer who's responsible for our themes designed this shirt. Sammy, how was the recent company get together? A lot of fun. Thank you so much for asking. I guess you got the email. Oh, I got to read a couple of these, guys. All right. Michael says, can we create a Reddit group that lets us resellers communicate with each other to share the best practices, sales advice, etc.? I mean, I can't stop any of you from doing anything, but it's just proven a little bit difficult for us to be able to manage something like that, moderate it, and whatever. But I would like to do something community oriented with you all, because like I was trying to at least inch closer in that direction by letting you see the first names of everybody here, but that didn't even work out. See, I can't even do that right. Hey, expect us to run a Reddit group. But we can talk about it. Michael, if you want to be a moderator of that group, then speak up. Right, moderator. Kenya says, asking about themes. Yes, we have themes for both of those. Can we watch this over? Yeah, Ergen. So what's going to happen is two things. Number one, as soon as I click end event, it's going to replay from the beginning. You can watch it all again right now. You'll also get an email with a recording as well. And we might put it on YouTube. It depends. I might have done too much to put it on YouTube. Indira says, I can attest. Hear this, guys. Indira says, I can attest that we are giving clients a great deal, both for the website setup and the monthly fee. One person that I called told me, I wish you would call earlier because I just signed up with someone else who was charging me a lot more. You hear that? Indira had a conversation with someone, gave them the price, and they said, oh, God, I wish you would contacted me earlier. I just paid so much more to somebody else. So I don't want to hear this whole $10 a month is the going rate thing. That's baloney. Baloney sticks. Rod, I can't thank you enough for doing this so early in the morning on a Saturday, no less. Really great to have you here. I hope you got something out of this. Cynthia says, I just bought a purse with a gold swan on it and loving it. Good. That's next. We're going to do purses with swans. Michael loves the new one-off client billing. Sydney appreciates the shirt. Jamian, can chatbots be integrated into client websites? Yes. In our resources section of the dashboard, we show a couple of possibilities for chat. These two here, 3 actually, you can check out. Tim is saying, how often do you have these calls? They're usually every 2 weeks. We are probably not going to do it the week of President's Week, but we will resume right after. So the next one will probably be in the 3 weeks neighborhood in terms of timing. And if you want, like, I'm also debating if we should probably publish these dates further out for you guys, so you can see all the different dates that you can book. Renee says, I like anchor links and how to email the email parser by Zapier. Edward just said, I got a lot out of this. Terry said it was fun to learn the background behind the SiteSwan logo. Also excited to read the article to answer my question, but I didn't get it. I'll have to watch the replay. What article was that? I'm sorry. Was it the anchor? If someone could just reply to Terry with the anchor link, that would be awesome. Kevin, I like some of the new features and updates. Rod is all about AI theme generation. I know you like AI. Ernie likes the one-time payment. Sydney says you're a friendly guy. Thank you. Ed says downloading high-res photos from image library for ancillary uses and the ability to add 2 buttons. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like this one. Sammy says, I feel like you provide all the tools for us to create our own website, but do you have or could you produce training on how we can go about creating our own website from scratch using the methods and techniques your team uses? Sammy, that's a really great question. That's a really great question because let's be honest, like we have a systematic approach to building these themes. We definitely could enable you all to be able to do that if you had the will. So yeah. Ken appreciates the moderators. Oh yeah, my moderators are getting a shout out. Ergen appreciates everything. Kania is looking to hop off. Go, Kania, you're good. We're just my kids want ice cream. Were they watching too? Mike says do Discord instead of Reddit. Oh, guys, you're talking about stuff that's way beyond my comfort zone now. Oh, Ken says you can see the names of the people if you just click on people. Gosh darn it. I should have known to suggest that. Cynthia would like a group. Dawn wants more info at reputation management and can see the names. Jamie says, I love how SiteSwan prefers quality over quantity. That's for sure. Rod says, great to be here. Takeaway, I'm all for the AI theme generation and the hoodie. All right. Most or all the concerns I have about the template or price questions, etc. Potential clients, never ask them. Exactly. It's, oh, Yitzhak, that's you. What's up, dude? Mike, now everyone tells me you can see people's names. I mean, not that it would help you a ton, but it's just nice to know who you're in company with. All right, you got the link for the anchor, Terry. Selling reputation on standalone was a cool selling approach. Yes, it is. It's a great way to back into website sales too, because you'd be like, all right, here, take this code, put it on your site to add the request a review form. And they're like, oh, I got to talk to my website person. They're the worst. They never get back to me. I have to wait forever to do stuff. Like, oh, really? You're not having a good experience with them? Huh. Well, I mean, if you want, I can help you out with that. So it's kind of a cool back way into it. Andre, yes. It's technically dark blue. It's not a black hoodie. Okay. We thought about doing black. We went with dark blue to stay kind of in the color palette of SiteSwan. Ernie says, I'll have to learn the design concept. Thank you. Boris is out of here. Rod, great having you. Jack, thanks for the answers. Just creates more questions. All right, well, you can submit them anytime. Support.siteswan.com. Guys, you all have been wonderful. I want to remind you of something. You're here on a Friday afternoon when a lot of people are not. They're taking off. They're doing their own thing. You guys are devoted to the growth of your business, and I think you deserve a lot of credit for that. Go into the weekend strong. Talk to people. Warm outreach, folks. Social outreach. Get the feelers out there. Make some connections. Ask people. I heard this one great piece of advice from Ricky Rom, who we have an interview with him on YouTube. He goes, I start conversations with people asking them, have you ever felt like you want to start a business? Or what's your side hustle? Like he literally just comes out and asks people, what is the thing that you're either doing on the side or want to do on the side? And it turns into this really cool conversation where a lot of times they need a website. So a little tip for you there. I haven't actually shared that outside of that interview ever before. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of the day, a nice weekend. Thanks so much for being here. Cue the replay. I'm out.